Hello, it's Monica and I hope you have absolutely wonderful day. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create that beautiful floral circular birthday card using a free gift from Simply Cards and Papercraft issue 230. In the magazine, you've got lots of beautiful ideas and projects to try, but it also comes with Beautiful Bouquets stamp set collection, which you can use for a variety of occasions, and it also has some templates which you can use to create 3D projects. In the magazine, there is also a link to digital collection, which you can print, and you can see it here. It matches the stamp set beautifully. I absolutely love it, and yes, I decided to use one of the design papers for my card today, but it also has some sentiments which you can use for a variety of projects, and I really like how they look. I absolutely love this collection and I'm pretty sure I will use it as well this month. In the magazine there is also one more link for amazing collection, and this one was designed by Marta Dębicka. As you can see, it is a baby collection with some beautiful design papers, but it also has some labels with sentiments and some labels which you can stamp your own sentiments. And it also includes a digital stamp set collection, which I forgot to show you on this video. But if you want to have a look, just check the link in the magazine. As you can see, these papers are beautiful and lots of elements to fussy cut. Let's have a look at our project. I'm going to use Made to Surprise lightweight circular cutter, and I'm going to create my first circle using 300 GSM white card. First, I'm going to check if it actually fits inside my card, and as you can see, I've got some cutting mat underneath because I do not want to damage my glass surface. I didn't really cut properly here, so don't worry, you can use those scissors, and yes, our circle is created. And I'm going to do it one more time, again on 300 GSM white stamping card, and this way I'm going to have the front and the back of my base. Now, what's really good about this lightweight circle cutter, you can create circles literally in any diameter up to 32 centimeters. I don't really have very big circle nesting dies, so this is the option for me. I wonder, have you actually ever used a circle cutter? If you have, what did you create? Please let me know. As you can see, I'm using one of the design papers from the digital collection, and I wanted to make sure that that circle is slightly smaller to give me that beautiful frame on my project. And if you ever create any project with either some nesting dies or, like in this case, some circle cutter, create the frame because it really makes a difference. Now I'm going to use some of the beautiful stamp sets here, and I'm going to use black waterproof ink because later on I'm going to use zig markers, which are watercolor markers, and I don't want that black to bleed with my colors. And as you can see, there are so many flowers on these stamps, and you can actually rotate it to create very beautiful and very interesting flower border. So if you do have this stamp set collection, I really hope, I will encourage you to use it that way. And what's really amazing about this stamp set, you can actually create your own background papers with all those beautiful elements. I absolutely love it. I think in the past it is like one of my favorites so far. I absolutely love it, and you can actually use whatever color medium you want. In this case, I'm going to use zig markers, but you can use aqua markers, alcohol markers, pencils, even paint, whatever you like. So yes, if you do have that magazine, I would really like to see what you created with that free gift. And now I'm going to check if my design paper fits inside. It does, and it really gives me that nice border. As you can see on the left hand side, I've got a pot with a little bit of water, very fine paintbrush, and I'm going to start applying all those colors. As I said before, these are zig markers, and if you want to achieve very nice watercolor effect, I suggest you color in one small space, leave it to dry, and then move on to the next one. Because if you color in everything at the same time and add a little bit of water, all the colors will mix and you won't have that shadows and highlights effect. However, if you move from one spot to the other to apply the color and use your wet paintbrush to blend and create those beautiful shadows, trust me, the effect will be absolutely stunning. And I do wonder, do you have zig markers or aqua markers or watercolor markers? If you do, please let me know what is your favorite brand and why. What I really like about any watercolor markers, you don't really need that many colors because they blend so beautifully and they actually create new colors. So if you have never used watercolor markers or watercolor pencil, maybe today is the day and you will create something beautiful. I think this stamp set collection in Simply Cards and Papercraft issue 230 is just so amazing, and you can use it for weddings, anniversaries, birthday, even like literally anything you want. I absolutely love it, and those beautiful florals are just so versatile and you can use any colors you want. That is so amazing about this stamp set. It is very big. It also has some sentiments, which I'm going to use later on to create my focal element. And I also wonder, what do you think about this color palette for flowers? Please let me know. I really hope I will encourage you to create something floral today. If you do create something, please let me know in the comments down below. When this is ready, I'm going to leave it to dry for a couple of minutes and then move on to my focal point. Because as you can see, I'm using a little bit of water. Even if it is 300 GSM white card, I really want to make sure that it's completely dry before I start assembling the whole card together. Now I've got another 300 GSM white card and I'm going to use my anti-static bag because yes, we're going to do some heat embossing. And this time I've got that mason jar stamp and I'm going to stamp it, and I'm going to use white embossing powder from Cosmic Shimmer. It is detail embossing powder. I absolutely love it, and whenever you add any darker color on top, that white is literally true white. I love it. It is my favorite white embossing powder. However, if you do have your own favorite white embossing powder, please let me know what it is. I would like to try it. Now with the sentiment, I decided that I wanted a little bit more color variation, so I'm going to use gold embossing powder from Do Crafts, and all the names of the products I use in today's video are in the description down below, so yes, you can check them out if you want. As you can see, it is super simple, beautiful, and now it is time to heat set it with a heat tool. And whenever you do any heat embossing, I really encourage you to heat it for a couple of seconds before you move it to the card. This way you will have very nice effect. So our mason jar is done, and it is time to stamp one of those beautiful bouquets. And I thought, why not? Let's do some heat embossing again. So as you can see, I'm using my anti-static bag and VersaMark ink, which is clear, transparent and sticky. And that's why all those embossing powders stick to the ink. As you can see, it is well-loved ink, but that's fine. It still works, and yes, it is perfect for literally any project. As you can see, I usually use my scrap piece of paper to put the powder and then back in the jar because we don't want to lose any of it. And now it is time to heat set it, and I absolutely love that gold embossing powder. It really gives me that beautiful shine, and I think it is literally the best gold embossing powder. If you do have your favorite, please let me know what's the brand. Now I'm going to fussy cut that mason jar. As you can see, you don't really need matching cutting dies. The shape is very easy to fussy cut, and it will be time to apply a little bit of color to give it more interest. And again, I'm using my scrap piece of paper, which I put underneath, and I'm going to use broken china, distress oxide ink, and price ribbon. I really like that color palette, and I thought it would be nice to have lighter blue inside the jar and then darker on the edges. And this way we actually have that 3D look as well. It's a very nice tip for you, just to make sure we can actually see the white outline from the embossing powder. I'm using a piece of cloth and I'm just getting rid of that distress oxide ink. And our mason jar is done and ready to actually add some flowers. But before we do that, we do have to color them in, and again I'm using the same zig markers, and I'm going to use wet paintbrush to spread the color around. Super simple, easy, and then yes, I'm going to fussy cut those flowers. And if you have very small spaces in between, like between the flowers, you can also use a craft knife on a cutting mat, and I think that gives your project even more interest, because sometimes even when you use some cutting dies, they actually leave some of the spaces inside, and I think if you do actually cut them out, it really makes a difference. So when this is ready, yes, it is time to fussy cut it. And what I also did with the mason jar, I created a small cut in it so we can actually put the flowers inside, and I do recommend you do it in your project. So now it is time to assemble the card together. I've got my scoring board and I'm going to create a top flap, fold it, burnish, and yes, I'm going to use my liquid glue, magic glue, because it is perfect for any papercraft projects. As you can see, I just need few drops, and then I'm going to add that beautiful floral frame. It is totally dry, so it is perfect to assemble the whole project together. And I always burnish that flap inside as well. To add a little bit more color, I thought let's have a look at the stash, and I'm going to use Distress Oxiding in Kitsch Flamingo color. It is very subtle, but it really adds that interest to your project. And I wonder, how often do you distress edges on your projects? Please let me know. And again, I'm going to use exactly the same Kitsch Flamingo on the outside as well, because I want all my elements to match beautifully. So when this is ready, we have to put that beautiful wood grain design paper and that mason jar, and I thought something is missing and I really wanted to add a little bit more dimension. So I'm going to use some double-sided foam adhesive, and I'm going to use 2 layers of it. Super simple, quick, but it really makes a difference in your project. And I do recommend you use it for focal elements on your projects. Super quick, easy, but it really is beautiful, especially with that fussy cut mason jar and flowers. And then I thought, I really like the whole project together, but even then something is missing. And if you know me, I absolutely love adding some gems, but today I decided against it. No gems, I'm going to use some pearls instead, because why not? I like them, and I do have quite a lot in my stash. And if you do have some gems and pearls, please let me know what is your preferred color. Or do you actually color in your pearls or gems with alcohol markers just to make sure that they actually match your project? Please let me know. I'm really curious. So our card is complete. There is lots of space to write a sentiment or message inside for recipient, and then you can either use 8 by 8 inches envelope, or you can create your own envelope. The choice is absolutely yours. And I do wonder, what do you think about this project? If you like it, I hope I inspire you to create something similar using that free gift. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting. See you in my next video. Bye for now.